question number one is the diagram shows three different type of microscopic tissues. So what is one, what is two, and what is three? Okay, the first one is the perforated one and it's long. So the dots that are shown, basically these are of lignin. It's lignified. The second one is red blood cell and the third one is the root hair cell. So this one is correct. Number two, the species of organism has scientific name, and they're made up of two parts, and the system is known as binomial system, and it is given by the name of scientist Carl Linnaeus. Okay. The next question is the diagram shows the water potential measured in units of kilopascals in group of plant cells. A large negative number indicate that there is a lower water potential. So water move from now this is confusing for okay. What sequence of arrows shows the net movement of water from cell X? Okay, from cell X is it must move to 325 to 300 to 325. Okay, wait. Now this is basic maths. The negative value, if it's more negative, it means it's a bigger value. Means minus 325 has a lower water potential than minus 300. Okay, they have mentioned in the start a larger negative number indicate it's a low water potential. Mean if it's minus 325, it means it has lower water potential, right? So this answer would be, now tell me what it would be. B, correct. Okay, what about which statement about active transports are correct? So our answer is ions move from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. It's incorrect. Ions move across the cell membrane, yes, and energy released during respiration is used to move the ions. Correct. So it's 2 and 3. That this one is correct. Which biological molecule contain the chemical elements that include nitrogen? That is basically the protein or the DNA. Okay, phosphorus is also there, and it must be DNA. Okay, can I ask you one question? If we have, what is the smallest unit of DNA called? Like which contains ribose sugar, phosphate linkage, and the nitrogenous base. What is that part called? The nucleotides. Good. Okay. Question number six. So we have a catalase enzyme and it breaks down water and this and this. So what time would be taken? So lesser time would be taken. So this one is correct. Okay. Next one, the graph shows the factor affecting the rate of photosynthesis. So at what point on the graph could be the rate of photosynthesis be limited by the carbon dioxide? Good one. So in the first one, light intensity, at first point it's light intensity, the limiting factor. At 2 it must be carbon dioxide. And in the second graph 3, where the carbon dioxide increases, it must be limiting factor, and 4 is not. And in the fifth one where okay, okay, because the rate is maximum over there. Okay, so here it can be the carbon dioxide can be the limiting factor. It is correct. So it is 2, 3, and 5. So this one is also correct. Okay. So this is the only option that contains 2 and 3. Good choice. Okay, the diagram shows a section through a leaf. Okay, so here we have the, what do we have? Air spaces. So answer is B. This one is also correct. Okay, next one, ninth. The root hair cells take in water and ions from the soil, which rows show how water and ions are uptake. Water is taken up by osmosis and ions are taken up by the active transport. This is also correct. Four leafy shoot cut from the same plant were put in the beaker of the colored water and left in the room with different temperatures. So what do you think where the colored water reaches the leaves the fastest? Where the evaporation is faster because that pulls the water up. So where the temperature and air is there. Good. So it's 10D. Next one, the cubes of boiled eggs that are placed in test tube containing 5 cubic centimeter of water. Boiled egg white contain protein and other substances. I guess we have done this MCQ already. Uh, so it's C is correct. That in 4 it would work where the large amounts of are tested, and 5. Basically we are doing it for pepsin. So wherever pepsin is present, so pepsin need the acidic condition. So that's why we haven't selected the second one. Exactly. 12th one. Okay, this is a villi shown. So what is absorbed by X? Then what is the name of X first of all? It's lactyle. Okay, so it basically absorbs fatty acid and gets stored to the lymph tissue. Correct. Okay, 13th. 31 assimilation is there. In which part assimilation take place? Now this is incorrect for you. Where does assimilation take place? This is the absorption, C1. Assimilation may everything combines up again. Yes, liver. A liver. Okay, so this one is incorrect. Okay, let's move to the 14th one. When volume of thorax increases, the pressure in the thorax is lowered. This result in air being taken in. Okay, so what makes it that? How is the volume of thorax increased by the diaphragm and the external? Okay, correct. Because the diaphragm it contracts and give it a more space, so it is correct. Number 15 is um, okay, a diagram is given. The germinating seeds are there, wire mesh is there, and sodium hydroxide is there to absorb carbon dioxide. So, okay, what causes the colored oil drop to rises up? So, if carbon dioxide is released, that would be taken up by sodium hydroxide. So, this is not the answer. Heat is not released, oxygen used. So, the more the oxygen used, the more it moves towards the seeds. Is taking in oxygen for germination. Okay, 16.1. Ventricular septal defect in the hole of the septum, which is called as basically the hole in the heart. So, what will happen if it is in some oxygenated blood flows through the um, pulmonary artery? Correct. So, some of the blood flows through the pulmonary artery, which causes the deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood to mix up. So, pulmonary artery is the only one which contains the deoxygenated blood. Okay, next one. What shows what row? Okay, human blood is composed of plasma, red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelets, and function. Plasma trans. The function of plasma is to transport. The red blood cells transport oxygen. The white blood cells produce antibodies, and it's correct. 17B is the correct answer. 18th one. How is malaria normally transmitted? Through infected mosquito, that is also correct. Okay, carbon dioxide is a poisonous gas that combine with hemoglobin to form carboxyl hemoglobin, which is irreversible. This change is irreversible. So, what will happen if, okay, the carriage of oxygen to the formation of antibodies, the okay, B is the correct answer. Basically the oxygen cannot combine to hemoglobin and cannot reach cells, so this is the correct answer, B. Okay, 20th one. Which diseases can be cured with antibiotics? The bacterial one only. Okay, correct. What causes this disease? Lung cancer. Lung cancer is not caused by anyone, it's the uncontrolled growth of cells. Okay. Vaccination help to control the spread of transmissible diseases. Here we have MMR vaccination, so it's given to the population. Do you have any confusion in this question? I guess, let me check. Exactly, because we need to have like percentages, we need to calculate percentages. So it's B. Let me check. Decrease from 2000 to 2005. Okay. In this case, it doesn't decrease. Okay. Okay. Correct. Okay. 22nd. 22nd is a diagram is given. One is the kidney, two is the ureter, third is the bladder, and fourth the urethra. Correct. Okay. As a result of the accident in a factory, a small piece of metal entered the spinal cord. Okay. So, okay. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, then it basically affects the X cord of an engineer's where the tissue at X. So X is damaged. Okay, the diagram shows a section through a spinal cord in the neck at the point of injury. A nervous pathway is shown. Okay, what outcome from the accident is possible? Loss of sensation in the head. No, the sensation won't be lost as these are not the sensory neurons. Okay, so all sensations are not lost because the other parts are okay. The other side of the body is okay. Okay, loss of some sensation on the left side, yes, the left side would be affected because these cells are affected. Loss of all sensation on the right side won't be affected at all, and some paralysis on the right side, so right side is not affected. So basically the effect is on the left side, so this is the correct answer. Okay, the eye is given. So which two structure focus the light on the retina? So answer is the first one layer and the lens. Correct. Okay. So it's P and R. Okay. The next question is the diagram shows some of the endocrine glands. Okay. What matches it? Okay. Number one is the okay. So it would secrete FSH. Correct. The second one are present on the kidney and these are adrenal glands, adrenaline. Number three is the pancreas. Pancreas produce insulin or glucagon. And the last one is the ovary and they release estrogen. Correct. This is also correct. Next one. When the body temperature is too high, so what will happen? So it would be like there would be two changes. One is sweating and the other thing is vasodilation. Okay, so answer is contraction of hair rectum muscle. Incorrect. Shivering, no. Sweat, yes. Vasoconstriction, no. Okay, 27. Some seedlings were grown in the dark. The tip of the growing shoot were cut off and replaced by one of the on one side of the shoot as shown. Okay, they just change the pattern. What type of growth is shown? Okay, so the shoot stopped growing. The shoot grew straight. The shoot grew with the curve to the left. Okay, it's on the right. Okay. So you should be confused between C and D. No, you are confused between A and D. Why? Oh, okay, A. So you also thought that the shoot stopped growing. Okay, still the tip is present. The tip is present. So growth would be there. Your hormone, the growth hormone would still be there. You there?